Welcome to the Growth Hacker Hangathon. 10 days to transform and grow your business fast, guaranteed. We only have 3 more days, guys, left. And, we are all feeling the sadness. We get comments right here on the page, and even tomorrow's Hangouts, already people saying like, don't end. So don't worry, because you can stick around with us for another 6 months if you want. And maybe, just maybe, we'll stick around even before that. So to do that, and you guys know the amazing Chris Bishop. He's going to walk us today through how to sell through education. Right, remember the bait that we're talking about and fishing? We will talk today about how to sell through education and not through selling. Also, we have an amazing gift for those who take action today and join us in the Hangout. And Chris, tell them about that.
Yeah, well, first off, Ifat, it's so great to be here. And thank you again for organizing this. It's, the feedback we're getting has been absolutely amazing. And so those of you who are here live, just pop in a, thanks Ifat, or if you're watching the replay, just say thanks, because she really is putting in a big effort to have us here and all the behind the scenes stuff. So it's fantastic. Now, those of you who are on for the last one, I said that I would give you the scripts and a training on how to profit from partnerships. Now, I gave you a video. The video is about 30 minutes long, and I give you the scripts with it as well. Now, those scripts are unbelievably successful if you just implement them and you go grab them. I think you've put them on the site, so you should be able to get them. Any problems, just let us know. Now, today, if you join us in the Hangathon, I'm going to give you something that I feel really great about giving away today, Ifat, but it's not something I've just given away before. So you have to join us inside, okay? What you're going to get is a presentation deck of slides that all you need to do is read word for word, put your story at the beginning and your offer at the end. And these 5 steps and this exact process has made me over $100,000 automated with the exact slides. Those that join, this is no joke, if you join, I will gift you the exact slides, and all you have to do is press play on your PowerPoint, and they can pop up on a screen behind you for a live presentation, or they can be on a webinar. Absolutely ridiculous. I will not put that up on a website. You have to be on live so I can see people eye to eye and say, I'm giving you this, but you can't give it to anybody else, because this is really cool stuff. And I just want to give it to a few people that are in here, because I know the effort that it takes to actually jump on and show your face and be on camera. So, Ifat, that's what I'm going to give them today. And we didn't even know I was going to get that.
No, and you know what's so great about these guys is, again, you don't know what's happening behind the scenes and how much, we're communicating and we're working to make this valuable and accessible and really generate results for you guys. And Chris is so generous. It's like Chris and Bishop together, the amount of effort and love and intention to really take you guys to the next level. All you have to do is take action. And all we want to see is those who take action, because if you don't, nothing's going to change. And we're here about change, right? We want to change your life for the better. We want to impact the world, and we want to help you make a dime. So to do that, we are educating you. I mean, they are educating you. I'm moderating, but they are educating you on all the steps and everything that you need to start taking action. And you can sit on the sideline, like Bishop was saying, with the jersey, or you can jump into the game. And the only way to get you to jump into the game is to kind of like bribe you, which is what we're doing right now. So ethical bribe, we want to see you. We want to meet you face to face. Thank you so much for being here. And let's get started with, guys, download the worksheet. So let me just show you again, just on this page where you find all that information. So this is where you're watching us right now, right? This is what you can win today, the ultimate success formula. And this is what Chris was able to generate with this on automatic pilot. And right below here with all the comments, thank you, Carol, you have the worksheet. When you click on that, it will open up a new page, and you can start going through the system with us step by step. So let's get started.
Now I'm not on mute. There we go. Awesome, guys. Really great to get into it today. And I want to just congratulate all of those that are taking action and are in the 12-week program. I mean, It is so fantastic, and that offer is going away in 3 days, okay? I want you to know that being in that program will explode your business. There has never been a time better than right now to get Bishop and I at a fraction of the price it would cost to get either of us, and we're doing it because that's just how this is. It's kind of like Christmas. We're just giving stuff away. So if you're feeling that Christmas feeling, I'm definitely feeling it, especially giving away the Ultimate Success Formula. So I hope that you get in. It covers our costs. You get to be in 3 months. You build your Growthhack. 3 months extra coaching where we'll actually help you implement it. It's crazy. You're guaranteed to make a ton of success as long as you follow what we say. Twice a month, we're getting on there and helping you. So today, it's about creating an education. Now, what really irks me, and you guys have got this, is people going out there and hunting and pushing themselves on people. We've talked about this in the multi-level marketing industry. I've shared with you some of my stories about my water filter days, with the solar panel days, with selling coaching and consulting and everything. Now, what I'm giving those that jump in, the 5-step ultimate success formula, is the best presentation if you want to sell yourself as a coach, a consultant, or a mentor. You've got to be in live to get it. Now, why is it so good? I'll tell you why. Because it's exactly what you need. What happens is imagine this. Imagine you can have an education that is so powerful that people pay for it, and the education is dialed in that it gives them exactly what they need. They feel like they've got enough from you. They fall in love with you and who you are, and then they know what to take the next step with. What if you had that? Now, that is the best lead magnet. So today's lead magnet, we've talked about the fastest way for traffic, partnerships. We've talked about on day one how to get your no-brainer offer and get targeted clarity, okay? So today's about lead magnet, okay? And lead magnets, there's a lot of things out there, okay? And a lot of people are still just giving away ebooks. I don't know about you, but just put in a yes if you've ever got an ebook with all the intention of reading it, and it's sitting in a folder or sitting in an email inbox, or it's sitting somewhere, and replay viewers, I'm watching as well. So if you're watching on the replay, type in a yes, and you've never, ever read it. Now, the problem with that is yeah, you got a lead. So what? Leads don't matter at all. What you want is you want to change their life. How do you change their life? Well, you change their life because you get them into your programs, you get them into actually working with you, and that's what is important. So with a lead magnet, there's a few intentions that you want to have. The first thing is you want them to feel, wow, I just got something of value for free, right? The second thing you want them to get is like, wow, this person's actually someone that I could see myself working with. And then they go, wow, do you know what? I should actually move forward, because you don't just want to give a lead magnet that they just get and then they go away. Remember, your intention is to change their life. I know right now that the people that are sitting here watching, you're only getting half an hour. I'm giving you as much as I can in half an hour, then answering all your questions, okay? The time is my enemy. There's only so much I can give you. I know right now, without a shadow of a doubt, those that are in the program, and those of you who are going to get in the program today, and those of you who are clicking on it soon and going to get in really soon, you guys are the ones that are going to get the true growth in your business, okay? And I know that, and it's likely that you know that about your business as well. If you've got a business, it's likely that you believe in it 110%. True? It's likely that you know that you can really help somebody. It is your duty to get them to get that product if you know that it helps them, okay? You're not serving them if they don't buy it. You're not serving them, okay? You're not. You're allowing them to go away. And here's something to share with you. A little bit of knowledge can be a very dangerous thing. Just a little bit, okay? Because you think you know what you're doing, right? But you need to have the mastery. You need mastery. And we all know what mastery takes. It takes 10 years in business or longer. The amount of time Bishop and I have been in business to get mastery. Think about what you've mastered. Well, I've spent a lot of time doing this. And so that's what you need to know as well, okay? So what you need to do is to create a lead magnet or a giveaway that gives 3 pieces of clarity. Now get your worksheet out for me, if you don't mind. And the 3 pieces of clarity are this, okay? Number 1 is you must share the problem, okay? Number 1, they must know, they must get absolutely clear on the problem. And I want to talk about this. When we talked about levels of awareness the other day, do you remember us talking about getting problem awareness? Well, this is where it's starting to piece together. In one lead magnet, you must give them clarity on the problem. A lot of us are going around and we don't like to talk about the problem. We've forgotten about it, okay? So what if I told you right now that if you don't have a sales funnel that's converting, you are literally going to race around in circles. What if I told you right now about this new problem that's coming out? If you've ever invested in SEO, it's about to be gone, because do you know what? When you go on your iPhone, what do you click on? You click on Safari, right? And so what is that doing? Is that going through Google, or do you search on Safari? Tell me, do you search on Google or Safari on your phone?
Safari. No, Google. I search on Google all the time.
Right, so that's because you love Google, right? But most of us, including me, is when I go onto my phone, I just go on my phone and I just click straight to Safari. I don't know about you, but just type in if you do as well. I know most people just go to Safari on their phone. And then we literally go
that's
and
because you have an iPhone. So Android people probably go directly to Google, and iPhone people go directly to Safari.
I love you, Yvette, but you're ruining my story right now.
I'm sorry.
Yvette might not, okay? But for me and for a lot of people that I know is they go onto their iPhone and they click on Safari. Now, they search straight into the Safari bar, okay? Yvette's laughing like crazy off camera here. What happens, okay, is that when you're searching straight through that, you're no longer searching through Google, okay? And if you've noticed how much we're searching on our phones now, okay, I don't go to my desktop computer and search, okay? So here's the problem, and here's the opportunity, is Apple just announced that what they're going to be doing is they are going to be ranking people on Safari, which is an Apple app. They're going to be ranking people that actually have apps. So if your business has an app, that's going to get higher ranking than any SEO you've had. Notice how I've just got your attention if you were doing SEO. Notice by me sharing this new problem that you didn't know, everyone except for you that only uses Google, everyone else who might realize that their target customer might be on an iPhone and their target customer might be using Safari, they now realize, holy moly, when this gets released, why am I spending all this money on Google and getting to the top of Google? And all of a sudden, we realize that there's this new way of SEO, and it's got everything to do with apps. Now, that's coming out, okay? Now, I've skimmed over details. It's likely if you're highly technical, you can point out 3 or 4 errors in what I've shared. But the point of me sharing that is you give problem clarity to someone. And see that value? The value I just gave by sharing something that you didn't know. So that's the first thing, is problem clarity. The second thing that you want to give is solution clarity. Okay, so the solution is this.
Wait. Let's give up some of the feedback that people are commenting, because it's really good. Most of the people, Michelle is on Google, but Steve is on Safari, and Paul said on my iPhone I use Safari, but on my desktop Google. Tamara says iPhone, yes, Safari. And this is interesting. Carol said, I go to my iPhone and then I bring up Google to search. I didn't even know that I could search on Safari alone. Now I'm going to go to look. So you got her curious. So it just did exactly what you wanted it to do.
Right. And so that's perfect. And so that's the first thing you must have in your education lead magnet. Now, remember, this can be delivered in a report. It can be delivered in a cheat sheet. It can be delivered in a video. It can be delivered in a webinar. It doesn't matter how it's delivered, but you must first off nail problem clarity. Okay. The next thing is you must give them solution clarity. How do they actually solve that problem? Okay. Now, how you solve the problem, all right, is you've got to have a super great lead magnet, or you've got to be able to get onto the front of this, or you've got to do that. So you actually explain in your steps. Okay. So you say, so here's how to solve it. Now, all of you, I don't need to go into that, because every single one of us drops straight into solution clarity all the time. We're always telling people what to do, but we always forget the problem clarity. So the second piece of clarity is solution clarity. So you must do A, B, C, okay? Put it in chunks of 3, 5, or 7. So the 7 steps, the 5 steps, the 3 steps, solution. And then the last thing you want to do is give them product clarity. Who remembers the level of awareness? Can you see how this maps across right now?
I love
it. You give them one thing and it covers all of them, okay? This is some questions I had a few days ago. This is why you stick with us, and this is why sticking with us for a few more months is going to get you completely clear. You're going to build business after business after business, and then be sharing with all your friends. And I just want to touch on that. I recently got my dad out of a job, and there's been. My dad is probably my dad and my mom, my parents are the most important people to me on this planet. My dad worked in a job and always talked about business. And I'm back in my home country, New Zealand now. And in 3 months, we got him out of his job. And now he has his own business. And now he runs that. And now he rings me. He's so happy. Go, Dad. I love you, Dad. If you watch this, it's so important. And, I really get emotional about it, because when you understand how to create a growth tap and you understand how to build businesses, you get to help. Like me and Yvette are talking, I'm like, Yvette, look, here's how to do it. You're adding so much value to my life. Here's what you need to do. This is it. I've got the blueprint. So one thing that you'll get out of anything is you're going to get this new education on how to do stuff, and it's a system and it's repeatable, and you'll notice that I say the same things over again, and it's a system because I get the system. I'm a mechanic, right? I can fix it and build this. And so the second step is you want to give them solution. And the third step, right? The third step to make sure you've got a great education is you must tell them what your product is, okay? So here's the difference between solution and product. It's different because the solution is 3 steps to this. Then a product is, okay, so the first thing you're going to get is my blah, blah, blah introduction. Then you're going to get this thing. Then you're going to get this. What's actually in the product? So I want to give you a quick example. I may have already given this example at some point to you, but I want to just share it again. By the way, I think Yvette's put up on the page exactly how you can go and get into some things, or maybe you can't see it. I don't know.
I wanted guys to show you and share with you exactly the product that you are getting. And I think you are, there we go. So when you click on this button here, and this is a special just for the hackathon, guys, only 50% just for you guys are here. In 3 days, this is gone, and it's going to be full month and only 3 months instead of 6. So when you're joining us, here's what you're getting. You're getting Chris and Bishop working with you live, right? For 12 weeks, for 6 months. And then you can see exactly when the live sessions are going to be. And you can see what the program is going to look like when you actually buy that. And you can see specifically what you will be able to create, the target market, the attraction, the promotion. You get the testimonials, and you get all the bonuses that those who didn't win through the hackathon can get now that they're joining us in the program, in the 6 months hackathon, growth hacking product. And this is probably one of the most valuable things that you can get is the, where is it? Private community and money back guarantee for 30 days. And where was that? Where you get access? There you go. You get access to Krish and Bishop partner list. And remember, in the yesterday and today, we were talking about partners. So this can really, really speed up your business growth. But I'm showing you this because we are talking about how to lay out the product and the solution to the problems that we have in. And right now, all of us have the problem is that our business is not growing and we're not making any money. So good, Chris?
Yeah. And I want to just reiterate just how great that program is, because myself, I mean, I would have easily priced up what's in there at $10,000. And then I've added all Bishop in as well. And then we put calls on twice a month with both of us. And then we've also added in another 3 months on top of that of implementation. Then we put our partner lists in there. And so, it's just absolutely ridiculous. And I just compel everyone to take action, not for me, for yourself, because I will not do that, not be able to do that again, because I think I'll just go broke. There's so much good stuff in there. And I really mean it from my heart. From my heart, I love you. If you're an entrepreneur, you might not be making enough money. You might be making good money. You might want to make more. You might want to help someone else, but whatever it is, that's great. But I really just want to keep giving you guys a lot of stuff today and make sure that you've got it. And I just hope that what I do is I inspire the right people to go, do you know what, Chris? I'm in, man. Let's go. Let's double my business. Let's triple my business. I need to help more people. I need to reach more people. And I'm ready to go. And I just really hope that if nothing else, I get to touch and reach out and help you, because I've got one goal, and that's I want to help 10,000 business owners to reach at least 1,000 people each a year. And that means I get to sit behind and go, I'm helping a huge amount of people every single year. So that's my goal, and I hope that you could be one of those 10,000. I think Yvette's got something she wants to add or a question.
Yeah, Paul said, just a clarification, 12 weeks is not 6 months, it's 3. That's right. this is a 3 months program and you are getting a bonus just because for the hackathon another 3 months. So this is not
Right.
part of the product. You are getting an extra, like you actually two for the price of
So,
one, isn't it?
so we're giving you the 3 months to build your growth tab. Then we're taking half price off it. And then we're giving you another 3 months. And then we threw in our partner list. And then I gave you the Periscope training and then the funnel training as just extra things. It's kind of crazy. So it's kind of like Christmas, and you should feel that way. I mean, there's no other way to look at it. So I love it. I want to give them a really good example of two separate businesses and how this exact works. And so first off, I want to talk to you about the solar industry, because no one thinks, why would you need an education, or how would an education work to buy solar panels? People go, why would you need that? Here's what you need to understand. Is in order for you to buy something, you need a certain amount of clarity. There's 3 things you need. So what I did, this is about 6 years ago, and this is when I really started to get it, okay, is everyone was doing cold calling, selling solar panels around Australia. The ones that go on your roof. And so what we did is we rang up. First thing we said, hey, instead of us selling you right now, we're not even into that. What we're going to do is we're going to gift you a free info evening. You can come down, you can meet Chris, meet a manager, and he will share with you the 7 mistakes you're making, seven mistakes people are making when choosing solar, and the 3 things you need to know to make a good decision. Think about it. They went, wow, that sounds cool. And then I said, and by the way, we had a giveaway and a few other things. People would come to that, I would do it, and I'd give them all this value. And then at the end, I'd say, do you know what? Is it okay if I just talk a little bit about our solar panels? Is that okay? And I would walk through a whole room of people. We'd get 50, 60 people in these small towns in Australia. And I would walk through and I'd explain it all to them. And I'd say, this is even the prices. Okay, so these are the prices. This is our company. Then I'd say this to them, UFAT. I'd say, so we'll come around and talk to you tomorrow, but between now and tomorrow, I want you to go do all your research on my company. I want you to take this training on how to make a decision, and then I want you to go and figure that out. I did the same thing with a client recently that sells franchises. I said, look, people are confused when they're trying to make a franchise decision. I said, so let's create again the 7 and 3. So the 7 and 3, it's in your worksheet. There's 7 mistakes and 3 things. So 7 mistakes. Actually, we had to go to 15. They had so many mistakes. They did 15 mistakes with this one that people make when buying a franchise, and what you need to know to actually choose the right one. Every time, 7 and 3 works fantastic. I'll tell you that Harriet's using it in the juice and smoothie business, okay? The 7 reasons why you are not losing the weight and the 3 things you need to do about it. And one of those 3 is to cleanse, and one of the 7 is toxicity, right? It's huge. So Christine says, my lead magnet is the 3 costly mistakes that most authors make, stopping them from building their business. Yes. Now, Christine, all you're going to get them is people. You're going to get them problem aware just with that. So notice how with mine, I go problem aware, then I tell them the solution. Okay, they've got to get the 3 pieces of clarity, Christine. So they need to know the problem, but then they need to know the solution. Because if I already know the problem, I'm not going to get your lead magnet, so you'll miss some people. Then also you need to have your product in there. And a lot of people, they forget why the lead magnet's there. They forget the lead magnet is actually to get people to buy their product, okay? That's what they forget. And so they forget to put their product in there so people can actually buy it. And so that's really important as well. So my 2 favorite, I've given you one, the 7 and 3. So it's 7 mistakes, 3 is fantastic. And then the other thing that I love, and I've shared this to you before, is how to something without something and only this. Another lead magnet that I love is the cheat sheet. I give you the cheat sheet to this, right? Or the checklist to get that. And so this is so, so, so important. I promise you right now that if you can get yourself a solid lead magnet and a solid education, you can deliver this in so many different formats, okay? Just imagine this. When a person comes to talk to you, say, look, I don't actually have time to talk to you right now, but instead, can you just go through this short 3 video training that will tell you the 7 mistakes that people like you are making and the 3 things to do about it? You give them that training, at the end of it, they go, wow, that was amazing. Awesome. Can we still have the conversation? This way, I want you to know this. This way, you don't have to do those sales meetings. And you guys know the ones. You put 30 minutes in your calendar. The person turns up late. They don't know who you are. They don't know what you offer. So you have to spend all this time explaining who you are and what you offer. They're unqualified. They don't have the money to invest. They're not even ready to invest, and they're just tire kicking getting some information. And you do 5 of these appointments in a week. And on Monday, you think, I've got 5 sales meetings. By Friday, you've gone, I just spent 5 hours talking to people who weren't the right people. Having this and having it right is important. Here's what people do wrong, and this is what will be helping you over the first 3. Well, actually, we're going to be doing this on week number. We're going to do this on week number 7. We're going to be doing this on week 7 in the program. So by the way, the program is structured to grow your tap, so you get it all done. You can move as fast or as slow as you like, but we're going to be going through each week, and then we're going to answer any question that week. And so here's some mistakes that people make, okay? The first mistake they make is they don't have a catchy enough title. Okay, their title isn't catchy. Remember, a book's cover sells the book. Okay, so make sure you've got a catchy title. I've given you some good title options. The second is the information isn't delivered in a timely way. And what I mean by that is if you're going to give me something and it requires me to read your whole book, I don't think books are that great lead magnets because by the time I've read it all, for me, I get through a book a month. I just don't get through it fast, and so that's not the same with ebooks. So it's got to be quick. People make the mistake of making it too long, and so that's another big mistake you make. The third big mistake we make is we don't focus enough on clarity, and we just give everything away. Okay, it's not about giving it all away. Here's what you need to know is that if they get a little bit of information, you're giving too much information. This is the biggest mistake. People give too much away. You're giving too much information. Do you know what? I know I'm doing that in this. I know I am. And I know that if you say this in your head, I'm just going to go apply some of the stuff that Chris and Bishop have said, I know that that's a really big problem. Okay? And that's a problem that you'll have as well, because a little bit of information without all the details is actually a big problem. And you'll know this with your clients. You teach them a little bit, they go, oh yeah, cool, I know how to work out in the gym. No, I know enough. I've read this one paleo book. I'm going to go follow that for my nutrition. And you're sitting there as a nutritionist going, no, you're missing this and this and this and this and this and this and this thing, right? Because they don't have the distinctions. And so that's a big problem. So you need to be able to get it right. Right on that line where people get just enough to fall in love with you, know who you are, and then know they need to take to the next problem, solution, and product. But Bishop, man, I'm so sorry, dude. I feel like I've just talked through the whole thing, man. Like literally. I just feel like I've just been hogging it today, man. So I appreciate you sitting there listening to me, man. And so I know everyone's been enjoying listening to me, but Bishop, what I'd love you to dive into for the last thing is we wanted to talk about the defining moment story. I know you've got a ton of stuff on stories. And I think it's so important, bro, that they need to have good stories in their lead magnets. I mean, a lot of people miss it, right? They just go give away a little lead magnet, and they forget to tell the story that gives them connection, man. So if you want to dive into that, I know I've kind of hogged it today, bro. But anyway, over to you, man.
Yeah, absolutely, man, and no hogging at all. We both have tons and tons of information, tons of value, and this is the cool thing, you guys, is that you're getting both of us on all of these calls live, and Chris and I are so passionate about this, and I've had days that I've hogged it, bro, so no problem at all. But, Chris is right on, especially about the giving too much information away. I was guilty of that early on in my career. I would just give so much away after people opted in, just way, way too much information. And so he's absolutely right. You want to only give a certain amount of information, keep them coming to you, keep them wanting more. It's kind of like what we talked about before, where you have a product. For example, I have a client right now who's creating this product. And literally, I kid you not, there's so much stuff inside of this product that is overload. It's overkill. It's overkill in the webinar. But also when people opt in, I'm like, dude, there's like 8 products inside your one product. I was like, what are you doing? It's just way too much information, and then people aren't going to get the results that you want them to get because it's going to take them longer, and when they look at it, they're going to feel overwhelmed, and they're not even going to take action. And I said, and also from a business standpoint, you want to give them enough so that they have clarity in what you want them to accomplish and what you want them to get out of your program. And then the rest of it is when you add on additional products and services. So we're all guilty of that at one time. So you have to learn that balance, and that comes with experience. But Now let's talk about the story. I always say in business, and write this down, this is a fact, that stories tell and facts, stories sell and facts tell. Okay, so what this means is that the story is what really is going to connect people with your product or your brand. Okay, so facts tell and stories sell. It is so, so important for you to craft your story. And in this story, your personal experience of how you came about this product or service and why it was created, why you created the company, it has to be compelling to where it moves people. And you always want to start with a certain kind of foundation where you're talking about your story down, where you start talking about when things went a certain way, your story crash, like what really got you to the bottom, bless you, you fat, what got you to the bottom, and then your story up. But here's the most important part, is the transformation that you had. That is the most important part, because that's where people are going to identify with you. So for example, I tell the story often about how I went through a serious situation. I had some people and friends just totally robbed me blind. I had to start all over from a multi-million-dollar company offline to literally starting all over from scratch to zero. And I tell the story how, I was looking through the couches for change, how to pay mortgage. Nobody would hire me because they said I was overqualified. I've always been an entrepreneur running my own company, so I didn't have a long resume. The economy was going crazy. I had no idea what I was going to do. And nothing I started trying was working, and I couldn't figure it out. I literally could not figure it out. I was like, what's going on here? And then one day I remembered what wealth creation is all about. I remember why I fell in love with being an entrepreneur, and I realized subconsciously I was pushing money away from me because I started associating money with pain because everyone disappeared. As soon as I stopped my company and had to start everything because these people robbed me blind that I trusted, all my friends disappeared. The day I closed down the company, everyone was gone. Literally, it blew my mind. And so it was a very dark period for me. And then I read something and fell in love with it again. I remembered my why was for all the philanthropy projects I wanted to do. And I fought back. That's when I decided to be an internet entrepreneur, is because of that situation. I said, you know what? I can start another call center and all these different things and make a lot of money again, but they really owned me. So I didn't have freedom, even though I was making several, hundreds of thousands of dollars a month, but they owned me. And I said, there has to be a better way. And then I fell in love with the internet. And the rest is history. Now I have multiple companies, etc. But I fought hard when I came online. And the reason I tell this story, one, is because it's a true story. Don't make up stories. It's a true story. But two, people can relate. People can relate to being down at the bottom. People can relate to losing it all. I've had so many people contact me who've read my story in books and different things, and they're like, man, I'm really going through it. I did a blab the other day where a guy jumped in and he's like, Bishop, I know your story, and this is exactly what I'm going through right now. So here's why this is powerful. And then you talk about the transformation. I talk about now I can spend time with my son every single day while I'm building my businesses, etc. Why do you want to do the transformation part? Because with your products and services, you have to paint the picture of where they are now. You define that pain point, where they are now, and you do this through your story. And you define how using your product or service, because I tell people this is why I started Ultimate Entrepreneur Academy. I wanted to teach people so they can come out of the situations I was in. I know what it's like to not have money for your bills and not answer the phone because it might be the bill collector. I know all those stories. Bishop's not here right now. I know those stories, right? And so I'm passionate about helping people get out of those situations in a real way. So seeing that transformation and me relaying my story helps people identify with who I am, identify with my real passion for doing it, but also they see themselves in me. And people like to be around people that they see themselves in. You know what I mean? Like Chris and I immediately we connected because we see ourselves in each other, right? We both are like, man, we're both smashing it. We're great entrepreneurs. We're both aggressive in what we do. We have fun. We laugh all the time. And so when people say that they like you, what they're really saying is they like they like the way they feel about themselves when they're around you. And if you can get your customers to like the way they feel about themselves or a transformation that's happening, and then it's a very, very powerful thing. Okay, so remember, facts tell and stories sell. If you look at Oprah Winfrey, here's what I want you guys to understand. When you look at Oprah Winfrey, she tells her story all the time. right? She tells it all the time and how she went through, you know, physical abuse, all these different things that she went through as a woman, etc. Her story was so compelling, and she tells it all the time, that people started rooting for her. We call it the superhero story, okay? So here's the thing. Think about this, you guys. When you watch a movie, right, and there's the underdog and there's someone who's going through all these struggles, you find yourself rooting for them, right? Just like Rocky, you find yourself rooting for them. And here's what happens in business. If you get people rooting for you and wanting you to win, they're going to buy whatever it is you're trying to deliver. Oprah is already a billionaire, but people resonate with her story so powerful that no matter what she sells, they want to buy it, because in their minds, they still see that lady who came from struggle and was going through all these things. And in their mind, they're like, we're going to help you win no matter what. And so they'll buy whatever she's delivering. So remember that, you guys. It is so important that when you get people wanting you to win and you build that culture, they're going to stick by you no matter what. Like if I said something bad about Oprah right now, there's a lot of women out there who would come hunt me down, because they believe in Oprah so much, because she's built that credibility.
It's called the hero's journey, and there's so many kinds of different journeys that you can be on, right? There's the struggle to what do you call it? The rags to riches stories. All kinds of different stories you can relate to. Whatever you relate to, and whatever you know is kind of like your own stuff. Like you have a horror story, a nightmare story that you triumphed and you got to where you are right now. And what it gives you compassion to those who are still on the struggle part. And because you have that compassion, they don't feel judged, right? So if you're a super rich person like Bishop and Chris right now, and they're very successful, right? And if I come in and I go like, yeah, but these rich people are going to look at my financial problems and be like, come on, how are you not budgeting? How are you, feel judging? If they have the same exact story, now I feel like we can relate on something, and I'm not being judged. I can be open and safe with them, and they've been where I am. They can take me to where they are right now. So one thing that I always remind people is when you choose a mentor, choose someone that has what you want, right? Don't go with someone like a CPA who is who's broke to tell you how to invest your money, because obviously they don't know how to do that. So if these guys are living the life that you want, which means basically freedom, running multiple businesses, right, having the time for yourself and your family, then you want them as your coaches to show you how to get there. If they don't have what you want, go find someone.
Exactly. And the thing too about this is like Helen, who does metaphysics and all of that, she has a very powerful story where when she was an adult, all of a sudden when she was working, her body shut down and she was in the hospital, and they discovered she had MS. She had multiple sclerosis, and her body literally shut down. And she came back through this healing process, and this is what got her where she is. And so she created Fusion 7 Healing because of this whole process. But she hates telling her story. And here's the thing you have to remember, because in her mind, it's like, oh, well, I'm remembering weakness and when I had issues. But here's what you have to remember, you guys, is that, and this is very important, your story is not for you. Your story is for that new person who doesn't know you, that new person who's going through things. For example, I was talking to another friend of mine just the other day, and it turns out this other friend of mine had multiple sclerosis, and when I shared Helen's story, she was like, oh my God, I need to talk to her, I need to connect with her. But she had no idea because she had never heard Helen tell that story. So this is why you want to tell that story, because it's a very, very important aspect of your business, you guys. So weave your story in every single thing that you do. And remember, it's not about you. It's about that person who's going to buy your product and service. So if I was, someone who was in shape and I never had a story like, hey, you know what, I went through these situations, etc., that compelled me to lose weight and get back in shape, in your mind, you're like, well, I don't want to talk or buy his products because he's always been like that. He doesn't relate to me being overweight and working 2 jobs and running around with my kids. They can't relate to me. But if someone else comes up and they say, yay, I went through this, I went through that, I've had 4 kids, I know the situations, I have these struggles, that's who you're going to relate to, and that's who you're going to buy from. So remember, facts tell and stories sell.
And guys, if you want to win the ultimate success formula that has helped Chris generate $100,000 in sale on autopilot, all you have to do right now is refresh the page, click join the Hangout button, mute yourselves, and jump in so we can talk about this face to face. And the first one, of course, to win this is our wonderful Charlene. Let's give her a hand.
Yeah. I want to add some stuff here to what everyone's saying, and I want to talk to the person out there that's going, you know what? But maybe I haven't achieved what it is that I want to achieve yet. All right, I want to talk to that person. Now, it's your story. It's all about your position. Okay. Now, Bishop and I, okay, we position ourselves as leaders, and what we say is, and hey, Periscope out there, we say we have already done it. Now, that's not always a position that you need to have. Think about when you go to a doctor. A doctor doesn't look at you and go, and has had every ailment that you've had, right? But you still trust them and buy from them, right? So there's a second person, and this is a researcher, okay? So you need to start thinking about your character. This is something that we go through in the course, so you get the right character. See, for some people, so for Harriet, my fiance, okay, you won't see her being out there being the leader. She won't do that. That's not her energy, okay? And so I want you to know that if your energy isn't this, look at me, I've blazed the trail, and double tap on the screen out there on Periscope if you get this as well, and out there, just let me know, you don't have to be always just that leader, okay? That's a great place to be, but I see Steve's on here, okay? Now, if Steve was trying to always only tell his story as a leader, well, because he's male, he's going to miss, and by the way, he's helped the Spice Girls, David Beckham, we spoke to him today. He's helped the Prime Minister, the ex-Prime Minister, he's working with the Blairs right now, and a bunch of other cool people, right? But if he only had his story, okay, of him and his journey in fitness, he'd miss. So I want to let you know, the first position that you can take in your story is the leader. Okay, but you don't have to be the leader. The second place that you can have is the researcher. So the researcher does this, and Steve, this might be valuable. So I saw this problem, and I went and researched it all, and now I've helped all these people, and this is everything that I had to do, and now I can help you too, because I'm the researcher. Does that make sense? So you can be the leader, but you don't have to be. And I want to make that very clear, is if you're starting out in business right now, you can go, hey, I want to teach you how to start a multi-million-dollar business. So what I've done is I've gone in and researched all these different things, and I'm bringing you back what works. And now I've tested it and made it work. So I want you to know that, okay, that you don't have to be the person at the top going, hey, here I am, I'm the leader, I'm at the top, I'm at point B. You don't have to be the one there. You can be the one that can give the strategy to get there, right? Otherwise, you're going to miss someone. The next thing I want to make about stories, okay, is there's a system, and Bishop just said, and I was about to just drop straight into the system, okay? There's a proven system to make stories that absolutely work, and we don't have time to go into that today. You know, time is our enemy today. But one thing I need you to know is if you watch my videos and you come see me live, you'll get this. You go, man, Chris, you tell a different series of events every single time I talk to you. And I go, yeah, I know, because my life's complex. So if I'm helping you to go get your mindset right, I'm going to tell you the story about how I was broke with dreadlocks, working in a bar with absolutely no money, had to pick myself up. If I'm going to talk to you about taking your business from 500,000 to 2 million, you don't need that story. If I'm going to tell you about maybe I want to help you in your relationship, I'm not going to talk about business at all. Does that make sense? So you must always, with all the 5 pieces and in your lead magnet, have a story that fits your system, okay? So I want you to know that you can be the leader, okay, or you can be a researcher. There's 2 other positions as well, and if I go into those, I'm going to totally go over the time. I'll probably talk for another hour on how you position your story, and I want to let you know that it's so critical. It's so critical.
And you can also be the storyteller.
Right.
Yeah, where you're leveraging other people's stories into your product and service. So there's a way of leveraging other people's stories in your story, so it's really more about them, but it still has the same effect. And so there is an absolute formula, and I had just written that into the chat over here, that we're going to be sharing with you guys. So make sure you become a part of this program, because on this Hangout, we can only do so much. But when in the actual program is when we actually dive down and really get to the nitty gritty and really get to all these formulas and exactly how you construct them to fit into your business model. So that's where the goods are, is really there in the actual programming course that we put together for you guys.
So let's start and dive in with our wonderful audiences here that is getting this amazing ultimate. I keep messing it up. The ultimate success formula. If you
Can I
guys
share a little bit about it, Aoife?
with that,
Just, can I just share exactly what's in there? I shared with you off camera. I think I forgot once we started. Those of you who are on. Yeah, nice, good question, Christine. I created this thing, and it's called the Ultimate Success Formula, and it's 5 steps to success. And the reason why I've never given it away before, because it just absolutely gets people to enroll in the best way possible. Anyone that does coaching, consulting, fitness, mentoring, anything like that can use this system, put their story on their front, and their stack sales at the end, and make money every single time. And I've had people do it again and again and again and again and again. Here's the steps, all right? And this is laid out. The reason why it's so good, I've laid out all of the slides for you. So you just press play and just talk over the slides, add your story to it, you're done. Okay, it's so cool. So step 1 is know your outcome. Okay, so you get them to tell you their outcome. Step 2 is know your why, so you get them attached to their heart, to their purpose. Step 3 is align your mindset, and you always say hang out with somebody who's already helped others get there or has got there themselves. Step 4, you say find a strategy that works every single time. Charlene, this is the exact thing you can use if you don't have a system. And step 5 is celebrate and calibrate whether you're getting closer to it. And then you say, so by the way, I have that proven system to get you to that outcome, because that's why you're on. By the way, hanging out with me gives you the right mindset because I'm there in your environment. And all you have to do is put your story on the front, your product at the end, and it will just go for you. And every single 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of you that are on here, I can't count 4 of you that I'll give you guys, 5 of you that are on here are going to get that template. If you're on Periscope, you need to get over here onto Hangout, because I'm serious. All you have to do is have your story at the front, press play, talk over the slides, and even if you go to my YouTube channel, there is live the example. It's not in the funnel, but just the video of me doing it that has made the money. So you can even go and listen and get all of the freaking languaging and hear me do it in real time, so you can't even mess it up. All you have to do is listen to it again and again and again and copy me word for word. And I just want to let you know that that's probably worth the whole investment in the course, just that. Because if you just do it just once, and I know if Steve just does this just once, I know with his credibility, you know, it's just ridiculous. And so there you go, Yifat. I explained it. I just took up some more time as well. So I want to answer everyone's questions. But those of you who are watching and you haven't clicked refresh to get on here live, you don't get that. We're only giving it to you if you jump on. So it's a little bit of a bait. We want to see your face.
So Charlene, jump in first. And just say what you just, if you don't mind repeating the comment that you just left in the chat. You see, sorry.
Are you meaning the one that I say thank you to you guys for changing me in so many ways, because this is perfect?
Exactly that one.
Yeah, it's really, you guys really helped me hugely.
So can you talk a little bit more about that? Like, what exactly in the 10 days have brought, you know, what made a difference and what type of a difference?
Well, normally I do the whole download an ebook, or I find so many different people, and then I'm just confused. And I start one thing, and then I'm like, oh, I've got to go to this other thing, and then I start that, and then I'm just back to the other thing, and then another thing comes along, and I just can't stick to one thing. So with this, I've stuck with it, and I'm really enjoying it. And I know that I just really want to do this. You know, it's amazing.
That's awesome. That's exactly it. And it's really interesting how once you get, you know, face to face with people who have the solution to exactly what you want, everything kind of falls into place. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
And you know, you're not alone, because what you just mentioned right here is a big factor why a lot of people aren't successful online. Because the statistics are, it doesn't matter whose program, the statistics are about 80% of people don't actually go through courses. online. That's just a fact. It doesn't matter who you are or who your courses are, because there's so many things out there. There's so many shining objects out there. You know, there's a lot of people, like Sir Richard Branson says, most people don't succeed because of lack of focus. They can't stay focused. And so they're jumping from one thing to another thing to another thing. And at some point in time, you have to just stop and say, okay, here I am. Now I'm going to go through this. And this is also why Chris and I have laid out everything the way we have. And this is also another big congratulations to Yifat for putting this on, because a lot of this speaks volumes to the way she constructed this whole hangout, so you guys can have this experience. And that's what's keeping you guys engaged, is her of putting this on. So you guys definitely make sure you go through her course, because this is awesome.
Thank you so much. And Christine, welcome to our first time hangout. Claire, do you know how to unmute yourself?
Yep.
Yeah, so is this your first hangout?
No. I've been holding hangouts as well, but this is my first one that I've got on live with you guys. I've been watching all the replays, but today I could get on, so that's great.
We love having you here and actually see you face to face, so it's awesome. And you had a few questions.
Yeah.
Where in the world are you? Whereabouts are you based?
I'm in the Barossa Valley, South Australia.
I can't. There's some great, or some vineyards behind you down there in SA. I absolutely. Always we drink is wine from Barossa. Such a good place. Good to have an Australian.
Yeah, we drank quite a bit of that the other night. So,
nice.
Anyway, yes, walking distance to lots of wineries around here, so it's awesome. Yeah, thanks for all of the information. It's really helping to compound, what I'm teaching, and to clarify that I'm, going along the right lines. So my question is, I guess, after listening to what you've just said this morning, is I have been doing my Hangouts, which is, how to write a bestseller in a day. So that's what I've been essentially teaching people, how to write the book. And I've helped over 300 people get to #1 bestseller status. And my coaching program is all around that. But the webinar that I'm going to be holding on Friday, I thought I would take a different tack, and which is the 3 costly mistakes that most authors make. But obviously it's not how do you encompass everything? Like, I can do the problem and the solution. The lead magnet is a PDF, and then on the thank you page, going to invite them into the webinar, into the Hangout on Friday.
Nice fun.
So how can you include, do you need to include all of that in the Facebook ads, or in the promotion, or how
So
do you go about that?
my first question is, who's your target market?
Okay, coaches, consultants, entrepreneurs, mainly coaches, but yeah.
The first piece of feedback, and so your traffic source is Facebook. The first bit of feedback is, if I'm a coach or consultant, I don't think of myself as an author yet. And so if I've got the 3 costly mistakes authors are making, I don't resonate that, well, I am an author, all right, so I've got a best-selling book. But if I'm your target market, maybe I need to hear the 3 mistakes consultants make when writing their book, and the 7 ways to make yourself a bestseller. So maybe you just need to language that slightly.
Put the coaching in there,
Yeah. But that's stuff that we can cover more. The traffic source of Facebook cold traffic will need quite a lot of warming up, because I see a lot of that out there. There's and I get tagged on all the same things. I haven't seen your one, so I would consider where your traffic's coming from. I would still say that the best place is to find partners. I don't know how good your JV partner list is, but that's not something that I offer. Right, so I don't offer that. I know Bishop offers something similar, so he probably wouldn't, he might, but I know I don't. And I've got 50-odd thousand, I've got about 20,000 people in Australia right now, right? So there's something there. I do have a friend as well who does that. And so I would consider having a little bit of a tweak at that as well. But your main question was about your webinar name, wasn't it? So I hope I answered that.
Yeah, it's more in the actual Facebook ad. How do you get all of those 3, the problem solution and the product in the ad, but you're not saying that, are you? That's more in the lead magnet. But the lead magnet is the ad, yeah.
Right. So do you use, are you doing ads yourself?
Yeah.
Okay, and so do you know retargeting, and do you know about pixels and all that sort of stuff?
Yeah. And I have a 22S app, so I'm using that as well. I don't know whether you know about. Yeah.
So now you've gone further than I know. So now I know that you know what you're talking about, because I don't know it, because I have someone over team. Bishop has a really good team as well. So when it comes to that, you know, just hone in and find the person that you wanna market. So maybe what you want to put in your Facebook ad is something along the lines of why, if you're a coaching consultant, why you need to have a book. But I see Bishop's unmuted, so that's likely meaning he's got some knowledge bombs that he's been storing that he's about to go.
No, you're right on, buddy. But you know, if you are targeting more coaches, then I would definitely. And a lot of coaches have heard before about getting a book to leverage their book and stuff to be positioned as an expert. So I would do something more along the lines of a play on words, like why coaches are losing clients with their book, and that is really meaning that they're not getting them because they're not doing X, Y, and Z. Different thing, because if I was a coach and I saw an ad like that, like why coaches aren't getting clients with their book, I'd be like, wait a minute, am I losing clients because, you know what I mean, I have a book, but I'm not getting, she's saying that I'm not getting as many clients as I could. So I would reverse the words in a way like that piqued my curiosity, and I'd be like, okay, wait a minute. So that's the way that I would word that. I know a lot about Facebook ads, so that's the way that I would approach that, because you bring up that curiosity. It automatically brings up a little pain point inside of you. You know, when you hear that, when you hear like you're losing something, then you immediately want to go find out what you just lost so you can get that back. And so it's all about how you word it. So I think that's a more stronger approach, and I think you would get way more clicks and more people interested in what you have to say with something like that.
Here's what I would do as well, Christine, is in the program, the first thing that we'll do is we'll help you get partners into test with warm traffic. Because if you sell through someone else's list, that's the first thing I would have the funnel get tested with, to make sure that the funnel is actually converting. Does that make sense? Because if we're going to go spend, I never go paid until I know my numbers of my funnel, right? I never do. And so then you got to ask yourself, you know, am I targeting someone? And did you see the session where we talked about problem aware, solution aware, product aware? Did you or not aware? So there's four levels of awareness. And so, you know, one thing that Bishop's really good at with his Facebook ads is targeting that level of awareness. So for you know, somebody who's problem aware, who's not even problem aware, you might say, you know, you're missing out on leads and business because you don't have a book. You know, someone who's solution aware, you might go, you must read this, the must read report before you write your book, or something like that. So then they go, oh, I must read this because I'm already looking for the solution. Or you know what would be kind of funny to put as an ad is writing a book is a waste of time. And if you're a coach or consultant, writing a book is a waste of time unless you read this. And so we can just, and this is some of the things, those of you who are listening to us, this is what the coaching sessions are like, right? Me and Bishop just love giving ideas, and then within time we get the clarity, and we go, and that's what we'll do. And then if you're product aware, so if the person's already solution aware, product aware, you might go, what I learned, and I just did this recently with the speaker training, what I learned getting 300 coaches and consultants to bestseller. What I learned, you know, because then I'm like, well, now I'm solution aware, now I'm looking for the person who has the right product. So get my small training, which is what I learned, helping 300 people become number one. And then, you know, for me, I'm going, okay, now I'm looking for someone to help me write a book. And so, you know, we need to kind of layer that out, and maybe they go 1, 2, 3, but Bishop's definitely Facebook ad expert. But yeah, just wanted to give it. So the first thing I would do though is I would get us and get partners, and we can go, here's all our partners, go 50-50 deal with them, and make sure a funnel works with warm traffic, 100%, 100% first.
Yeah,
and then
because
now
you want to make sure. Yeah, because you want to know what your conversion rate is first. Yeah, so
because
I would test it.
Yeah, because the conversion rate is long, because I'm going through the strategy session, you know, applying system rather than selling on a Hangout.
Okay, so you're doing it where they apply. What's your price point?
Well, just for how to write the book, it's the coaching program is $3,000, and then it's another $3,000 for me to take them to a bestseller, or combined. Then obviously there's a package thing there.
Right. Right. So, yeah, I would definitely either seek out partners like he's saying, so you don't have to really spend. If you do spend, do it very minimal, so you can first test, so you know what your conversions are. You don't want to go full blast and spend thousands of dollars in the ads until you test. And also, you want to test multiple ads. That's another thing people don't do, is they don't split test multiple ads.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
Sorry, I didn't mean to, what I was testing, going to be testing from this afternoon is, first of all, an image ad versus the video ad, and then an ad to the lead magnet, which is the guidebook or PDF, and then inviting to the webinar on the thank you page, or straight to a webinar from the ad.
Okay. Are you doing any? I can tell you, if your video is done right, your video will convert more. Are you targeting anyone in your ad?
Yeah. Well.
And what I mean by that is, are you targeting a group? Because you know how with your ads you can target, let's say you're targeting people who follow so and so, or people who have you narrowed that down, like who you're targeting?
Yeah. So it'd be people like Lisa Sasevich, Gina DeVee, along those sorts of lines. Vrinda Norman,
Okay, yeah, definitely. I would love to. I like your price points.
Yeah.
I think your price points are very, very good. So I think this is something that, and I've worked with a lot of authors, and so has Chris, and I think this is something we could absolutely crush. So in the course, we go through all this in detail. We'll have you'll have it clear. But definitely, even besides that, the 2 ideas we just gave you for your titles for your Facebook ads, those will convert way more. Yeah, they'll convert way more.
Excellent. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Very much appreciated.
Before we jump to the next one, Christine, how valuable were these 10 minutes?
Oh, it was huge. I was trying to type and not interrupt with the typing, and hugely valuable, because David had a little app thing that helped you with the headline as well, and that's where I came to that, because I was working with someone else. But the actual, just going through that is just valuable, highly valuable. So yeah, great, thank you.
I just really want to inspire you to do partners, and here's why. Okay, so I've got 4 or 5 different lists right now that are my own that I know would work. Okay, because you want to think about who has my people before they come to me. So think about Sharon Pearson, Coaching Institute, and think about who that is from Melbourne. Sharon, she does all the coaches. Okay, cool. So I can introduce you to someone like that. They're going to certify coaches and consultants, and you think, okay, what about the Business Coaching Institute? Right? I know those guys. The personal trainers. Okay, the people that are certifying the personal trainers. So you can go to them and you say, hey, look, your personal trainers, they're going to get a lot more out if they get a book. So you can go to people that have them before you. Now, also, you go to people who have your people after. So one of my companies is we build sales funnels, right? You guys get it, of course, and we build out a nice, beautiful funnel for you. And so you might go to me, you might go, okay, Chris, well, you've got a ton of people that are getting sales funnels. I also have the expert coach program. So you're talking to someone right now who has over 160 Australians who are coaches, okay? And so I know that once they start to get their business going and I help them get their funnel, they get money, they're wanting to get exposure. So then, I know that they can come back to you. And so I 100%, I'm hearing Facebook ads, and this is what my advice would be, is partners, sell through someone else's trust, do it that way, and get your funnel working magically, and then it sounds to me as well that you're brilliant at getting the books launched. And so if you're brilliant at that, it's also likely that you're a genius. If you were to say my #1 genius, you wouldn't say Facebook ads. So what I would do is I would put all of my time into that, right? I would get it working with partners, and then what I would do is I would just go say, I'd go to someone who's great at it, and I'll go, I'll give you this. Make it happen. These are my numbers. These are the numbers from warm. So, you know, I'll expect it to drop a little bit, but these are the numbers. And just hit those numbers. You're not hitting those numbers, I'm not paying, you know, not that I'm not paying you, but we've got to fix it, right? And then you can go with so much certainty. That's what, you know, when we work together, I'm assuming we're going to work together by the sounds of this in the program. We'll get that dialed in super, super fast for you, Christine, so that you just go boom and then out. Remember, you do get access to those lists, and we will do a mail out for you as well, which will be worth it, just that alone. So awesome. Great to talk to you.
Awesome. Thank
Great
you.
to talk.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
It was lovely seeing you. And guys, what you just witnessed and experienced is Christine has been sitting on the sidelines watching us for the past 8 days. And now, when she's finally jumped in, look at the value that she got in just these 10 minutes with these guys. Now, I don't know what's going to happen in the next 6 months. I definitely know that in the next 30 days, your life is going to change. So welcome aboard. Love having you here. And really happy that you joined us in the Hangout. You look wonderful. And now we get to see what wonderful wine region you're in, too. So that's great. And so the next person here is Steve. Welcome aboard, Gotti. 3 a.m. guy. Unmute yourself.
Morning.
Hey.
Hi, how you doing?
Awesome. So welcome aboard, first of all. Welcome to the program. Love having you on this journey.
Yeah, no, it's been fun. It's been tiring, but it's been fun.
That's what it's about. Any question to these guys?
Not right now. More I'd probably like to share how much help they gave me a few hours ago when I had a Skype call with Chris and Bishop, and they just smashed it. Yeah, they just got my business and bang, came up with a plan there and then, and yeah, very excited about the future, because yeah, I think they will change my life.
Yay for life changing. I love that.
Yes,
Life changing best, right?
Yeah, it was an awesome call, man, and we really appreciate you taking the time to as well. And we know that your business is just going to crush it. And so, you guys, this is what we're all about. I remember the first day we came on and we talked about this, EFAT. We said, you know, we're doing this because we know lives are going to be changed through this process. And I know some of you might have been watching like, oh, okay, yeah, we've heard that before. You know what I mean? But you guys are seeing that, you know, this is what we do. You know, we're very good on the fly, and we're very passionate, and we'll take all the time in the world to make sure you guys are completely honed in on exactly what to do in your business. So again, you know, with our course, it's not about, okay, they're going to come on for an hour and then they're gone. No, we're going to be there. You guys see how me and Chris talk. We get passionate and we get long-winded and we just go. And so if we got to be there 3, 4, 5 hours on a call to make sure everyone gets it, that's what we're going to do.
And that's awesome. And then, guys, just notice, like, you can only get that if you can get in with us face to face. So if you can get in today, hopefully we'll see you tomorrow. We have 3 more days with this. And Steve, welcome aboard. And our favorite Susan is here. Hey, lady.
Hi, guys. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Well, I just don't even know where to begin. I'm so right now because, you know, you go through struggles and struggles and struggles, and I've known Bishop for a long time, but to have the blessing to come on here and say, yeah, I know I'm in the right place at the right time. So I'm just so excited for this, and I'm taking the journey with you guys. So yeah,
it's so wonderful seeing you.
And thanks for all the support, Susan. I mean, I can see in you just how much you want this, and so
yeah,
it's
so cool.
great,
I'm so excited.
Great time. It's a great time, so thank you for your trust, and I just look forward 100% to just massively over-delivering on anything you think is possible. So buckle in.
Yes, I'm excited.
Yeah.
Thanks.
And welcome aboard, Susan. I know you're going to be jumping in with us, so welcome aboard to the.
Yes, I'm so excited.
Awesome.
That is so cool. So you, Susan, you've known Bishop before, but did you ever get to like a face-to-face something like this before?
No.
Yeah.
No, I mean, we've talked, but no, not like this. This is just awesome.
Yay, I'm so excited that you got to experience it.
Yeah.
And thanks for being here. And thanks for all the sharing and the tweeting and the support that you've been giving us in the last week. I mean, this was so overwhelmingly, you know, so awesome. So awesome, speechless. So thank you so much.
You're welcome.
And then we have our buddy Paul, DJ.
I got a special introduction to everybody. I've got my band who's just turned up because we're a bit late. This is Harriet and our little puppy Beans, and so they just come in to say hi. This is Harriet's business, the Juice and Smoothie Company. I don't know if you guys can see it, but she's just been working hard. Super proud of these guys. And so some of these faces down here, we're going to be spending some time with, which is cool.
Awesome, lovely to meet you guys. I hope you've been enjoying the dogs running in my head, the hangathon.
They have. Some of these people have been here, so Steve is in London where you're from. So Steve I spoke to at 6 a.m. this morning.
Oh, awesome.
And so Harry's from London as well. So hey, well, look, we've got another dog coming up to join us as well.
Is that a beagle or a cat? Cavalier beagle.
Awesome. So yeah, Harry just popped in to say hi.
See you guys.
Hey, Harry. And we have DJ Paul. Unmute yourself, buddy. There we go. How are you?
Okay. Hey guys, yeah, I'm good, thanks.
Any questions?
I have one real quick question about Facebook advertising. How do you target a group? Because when you go to make an ad, it only says interests. It doesn't say group. So how do you target a group? Or does Facebook work that out?
Yeah. Basically, what you do is you can target people who are following a certain person or a certain group, and I'll show you all that in the course.
Okay.
Hold on a second. My 1-year-old just opened the door. Christian.
So let me just jump in, and this is what I got to say every time, and I'll keep saying it. Okay, is let's test your pipeline for free using what you've already got. Let's get some numbers, then let's stick to your area of genius, and then go paid. So as a good coach right now, I don't even want to let Bishop answer your question, because what it's going to do is it's going to get you thinking about this, and we need you thinking about over here. Okay, I need to get you clear on your target market, a free traffic source. Okay, and get your pipeline tested. I know you've got some stuff happening, but that is always my response. Always. So I know you've got a group, right? You said the other day you've got a group of your target market.
Yeah. I got 100 people in the group.
All right, cool. So I would start by making. So you got 100 people in the group that already know, like, and trust you. Paul, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, I've started making videos just to give DJ tips and how to run your business and free.
All right. So we're going to give you the 7 steps to make 10K in 10 days. If you've got 100 people in a Facebook group that know you, like you, trust you, that are already your target market, then I just want you to go and do that. Okay.
There's probably only about 20 that are interacting with the posts at the moment.
Yeah, but
So
there's a strategy to change that, and we'll go over that with you. And I know you just mentioned that you're doing videos right now. I don't know how much you know about video marketing, but I'm going to show you a step-by-step formula for doing your videos where you're giving your tips and stuff that's going to drive mad traffic to your landing pages. I worked with a client, and we did over $550,000 just from these how-to little clips like you're doing. We did over $500-something thousand in about 12 and a half months. And I'm going to show you that exact formula, because there's a way to frame your videos, and there's a way to do your SEO and to do all these things that gets the traffic. And so I'm going to teach that to you, so make sure you're in there.
Cool.
Awesome. And I know we're already over the time.
What was that? Did you just 550 off video?
Yeah,
all
he did.
You told me that.
Is he didn't want to do webinars. He didn't want to do, none of it was paid. It was all just from videos. We just did videos and drove the traffic. It was all free traffic from videos. That's it. Drove them from, we drove free traffic to a survey funnel, and then from the survey funnel we sold them on a $1,000 to $1,500 product. No webinars.
Awesome. Love it, man. Christine says, I'm at the end of running a 14-day Get Shit Done challenge with 22 people, and I think I need to finish with a hangout like this. Did a hot seat with one of the participants yesterday. That's a good idea. Absolutely good idea.
And
You could
if I were
mention
you,
this.
just some advice. If I were you, just some advice. Not to stop you real quick, Chris, but I don't want to forget this. Talk to UFAT about that because she has some strategies with Hangout. Because I've done Hangouts before, but nothing like what UFAT has taught me in this whole process. So make sure you speak to her about it because she's the queen at Hangouts and she can show you some cool stuff that you probably never even thought of to make that experience really powerful for your people.
That's it.
Yes, I
That's,
love
that's, that's what I was going to say.
Thank you guys. Yes, I love Hangouts. Even though these guys are getting me over to Periscope and I keep looking for the hearts, I love Hangouts. I love the sound effects and everything here. And I love seeing the face-to-face. Like, when would I have seen your beautiful fiancé, Chris, or your beautiful child, Bishop? I mean, this is only here on this amazing technology. So, love it. And last but not least, right? Brazil. How you doing, Brazil? He goes like, I'm not Brazil, Alexandre.
Hey, I'm doing great. I got in here late today, but I couldn't join on over the weekend, so I've watched all the replays today. It was a hat trick, 3 days in one. It was pretty good. I was so pumped. I sent Chris a big message of how excited I was, and I'm looking forward to learn more about Periscope. That's what he contacted me for, and I'm just like all excited about putting everything into action and start harvesting the rewards of being.
You are binge watching us?
Sorry?
You are binge watching us? You know what binge watching is?
Yeah, sure.
So
Yeah.
we're competing with Netflix here. That's pretty good.
Perhaps you should like upload your stuff into Netflix so we can make you even more famous and help even more people.
Yeah, the challenge of helping everybody, right? So this is awesome. Do you have
Yeah.
any questions for these guys?
Wow, I should have written them down. Yeah, there is one thing missing on my strategy. So I know how to get my webinars. I know how to the processes and lead magnets. But do you have any tips on software for my shopping cart? How do you actually sell to people? I don't want to like give people my bank details so they can deposit money. This looks like unprofessional. What do you recommend?
Well, I can smell a bit of overthinking coming in here. So this is what I would do, okay, is I would say to them, meet me on Skype, and then what I would do is I would get them and I would open up my PayPal and I would just send them a request once they said they're in. And if nothing else, PayPal, and then that's more than enough. You get their credit card, you put the details in if you want on your site, or you send them the PayPal on the phone, you get them to do. And the big message is don't allow yourself to overthink. So at the end of your webinar, say, so you're going to book a call with me, okay? And tell me when time, book a call, get on Skype, and go through what we're going to teach you tomorrow, which is the how to sell high ticket. We're going to show you that exactly tomorrow. We're going to show you the two-step sales strategy, plus we're going to show you a few other really cool things tomorrow. So Alex, that's the first thing. I want everyone to remember, I can see Bishop's ready to share. I've seen his mute just jump off, like ding. But the one thing that I wanted to share before Bishop jumps on is I want everyone to realize that you've got 5 pieces and you must have all 5. So just remember the 5. Target market, traffic source, lead magnet, landing page, sales mechanism. If any one of those is leaking out of your pipeline, okay, then it's not going to go through. This is why you have us, so that we fix every part. And the bit that reason why I brought that up is because here's what I heard from Alex that I don't want anyone to ever think. He said, I've got it, I now know. I want to let you know, with total love, bro, is you don't know until it goes out into the market and you get real results. The biggest thing that we all think is that we read a book and now that we know. The problem is in business it just doesn't work that way. You get, I want to let you guys even know is that all the time, okay, I'm launching something, and even though I've launched a huge amount of stuff that's been successful, okay, all the time I'm learning, oh wow, okay, that didn't work this time. Why was that? I tell you why it was. It's because this one little thing happened, right? Or this thing happened, and things can change and shift. I'm about to do a 4-hour training. Hey, Michelle just jumped on. I'm doing a 4-hour training tomorrow for some of my private clients, and it's basically on the changes with Facebook and how that's going to affect their sales funnels. 4 hours, because it's now changed. And so one thing I want everyone to write down, the 2 words that will stop you the most in business is this: I know. I know. You're actually saying to yourself, I know, N-O. So unfortunately, the only way you know is when it's out there in the real world and you're actually getting real results and you're seeing. That's when you know. So Alex, with love, okay, unfortunately, unless you've got your webinar and you've done it and you've got people, then you know. Right now, you've got a little bit of information, and remember what I said today as well, the little bit of information can sometimes be a big problem, because you just know enough just to get yourself in trouble. And I see that on Facebook a lot, by the way. People know just enough to waste a ton of money and time on Facebook. Or they know just enough to not get this right, or waste time and mess up a JV partner. They don't quite know enough. So the 2 big things that I wanted to share then is, 1, catch yourself, Alex and everyone else, wherever you're going, but I need this other little piece, okay? And that's why you have us as well. You might want to write this down. What would Chris do? And he would say JDFI or JDI. Just do it. Just do it. Get him on Skype. Do the cool. But of course, and do you know what I loved about what you said is I've got all the pieces, just this one piece. And do you know what I love the most about it, Yifat and Bishop, is I'm like, well, that's because that's what we're teaching tomorrow. So I loved the amount that he's got, and I'm like, yeah, that's kind of perfect, because that's what we're teaching. So I loved it. I can see Bishop's just waiting to just.
No. It's not even really anything to add. It's just showing proof in what you're saying, and that is the gentleman that I told you about that I worked with, where we did over $500,000 from the YouTube. I just talked about that. That's exactly what we did. We didn't waste money on softwares and systems. Remember, I said we sent the traffic to a survey funnel, and that's exactly what he did. He would get them on, and we had one other person, and we would just sell them right there on Skype and send them to the PayPal. When the person said, okay, I'm in, they would write it up on PayPal, send the guy the link, and the people, I should say, that bought would just buy straight that way. So there was no merchant thing set up and all of that. Remember, what we teach you guys is figure out the easiest way you can test. That's what you guys should do. Figure out the easiest and the simplest way you can test your product and your conversions before you start worrying about all of that other stuff. How can I test this? You know what I mean? That's what you want to do. How can I go and test this? If it's like, hey, you know what? I know so-and-so, they have about 5 friends. Let me go test this on them. Let me go do a webinar and test this on them, see what kind of conversions I could get for free before you have to go ramp up and do all this other stuff. Always test before you start scaling up. So that's all I wanted to say, is I was just validating what Chris is talking about, because that's exactly what we did. We didn't do webinars. We didn't have a big merchant processing, and the guy crushed over $500,000 very, very quickly from just simply, bam, doing videos, driving traffic to a survey, getting those people that answered certain questions a certain way, getting them on Skype and closing them right there live and having them go to the PayPal. That's all the system was.
And we've been talking about how we always complicate stuff. These guys, it's just like, just do it. Let's get Michelle here, because I think, Michelle, this is your first time before Chris has to leave, and then let's see if Chris can leave and Bishop can answer this. Hey, Michelle. Unmute yourself, honey. Microphone on the top. Unmute. Yeah, there you go.
Are you hearing me?
Yay, hello, welcome.
Hi, welcome. I know Chris has to leave, so I'll be quick. I have looked at your freedom, where you talked about creating a product in about 6 hours, and I have practically been on here every day. So what I want to do is actually get some advice. Do I start driving free traffic to a survey, or would you recommend driving traffic to a webinar via Periscope or YouTube?
It's a really good question. Now, who knows what I'm going to ask? What's your target market?
Right. My target market would be persons who are looking to scale up their business they may have a lot of information, but they really have not been executing. So the coming
Got
back to
it.
what you said today, the problem would be I have all this information, but I'm not getting the results that match with the information. So
Right.
the solution clarity that I'm looking for is practical outsourcing, so that they
Right.
can get into systemization and leverage.
Right. So we need to get very clear on that. I think you won one of our products recently, but the first thing is I was clear and then you carried on and I got a bit lost. But I want to just also with everyone else listening is look how quick you're starting to become a growth hacker. Okay, you already knew what I was going to ask. You know the very next question I'm going to ask as well. But before I go to the next one, which is what? It's traffic. Before we go to traffic, I want to get clear. We need one big problem that you solve. So the target avatar, the target audience is business owners, and the one big problem is information overload. Is that right, or is it no time? Because I heard two.
It would be no time to exploit the opportunities that they're aware of. So their big problem is they're frustrated because they have so many opportunities, but they don't have the systems in place to exploit them.
Got it. Okay. So got it. So the big problem is they don't have enough time to execute to make the money that they know they can make.
Yes.
Right? Clear. Got it. And so then you've got to think traffic source next. All right? Because this determines where you're going to do the other stuff. Okay.
Right.
See, there's different. Where the traffic's coming from matters, and this is so when you're doing a JV, there's a different thing you want to take it to. When you're doing Facebook, Instagram, there's different places you want to go to. So if I was to ask you, so now we know who, now we're looking for where. We get the fish, which pond. So out of all of them, partners, organic, paid, or your email list, what's going to be the one that you want to pick? Where are they hanging out? Where are they? So here's a real question. Everyone get this. By the way, this is a live growth hack, and I hope you guys are getting it. I've got 4 minutes. Where are they hanging out when they're looking to solve that problem?
Okay. Partly would be Facebook.
Are you sure?
Yes, because
maybe.
So in terms of why I say Facebook is because of the targeting opportunities that Facebook provides you. But I really want to use the knowledge that I've gained over the hackathon. So my intention was to do the Periscope 2 webinar. But based on what Bishop just shared, which is basically using YouTube to drive traffic to a survey, I'm very interested in that because I am familiar with YouTube, both the paid and the organic. And that, I think I have enough information to drive traffic from YouTube to a survey. So I'm kind of guidance as to which traffic source should I start with that does not incur a cost, because I'm really trying to bootstrap.
Okay, so I would still say the thing that I normally say to everybody is that if you're trying to bootstrap, the fastest way to start with $0 down, it starts with P, ends with partners, and it's really simple to find partners. And I would say that all the other ones are great, and the organic way is going to take a bit of time. But if I were my gut right now is I would be saying YouTube, because if I'm that business owner and I've been close to, I know a lot of them. If I've got no time, it's likely I'm not going to be on Facebook wasting time if I've got no time. So listen to this, and this is why you need us, okay? So remember, please don't ever use the words I know, because remember what we're saying, I know, okay? So what I would suggest is that we want to go for partners number 1, the second YouTube to get a high ranking in Google, and the next thing is if I've got no time. So remember, we've got to always think about, this is why it's so critical. Maybe we're starting to see some of the intricacy, right? And that's the target avatar. Do I have time to do a survey? Or do I just want the quick win and then, book a call? We've got to think. And so what we do is the very first thing in the program, okay, is we do market research, Michelle. And this market research template we give you, it's inside the target market. It's in your first month. And I hope that Charlene's already started to see some of the interview questions that we do. Is one thing that we've got to go do is go ask these business owners, what is your big problem? We've got to really start to understand how they would like that, because right now I feel, and I want Bishop to add, because I've got a meeting with one of my CEOs that I've got to get to, is Where would they like a survey, or would they like this, or would they want to go here, or what would be the lead magnet that they would actually want? Because remember, they don't have time, right? So if they don't have time, if that's the thing we're solving, there's no point us going, here's a 12 step video series, all right? If they don't have time, okay? And so that's why when I heard webinar, okay, bells started ringing, because if I've got no time, I don't want to be on a webinar. I want it delivered quick, and I want to know what I'm going to get. And then if I'm a business owner, I don't have a money problem, so I don't want to. I want to know quickly my problem, the solution, the product, and I just want to go bang, and I want to buy, and then that's it. So I've got to leave you. Oops, I'm just getting stuff popping up everywhere because I've got a call. There we go. I can see you again. I've got to leave you, but here's what I want to leave everyone with, and I'll let Bishop answer the question. He's probably got to go as well. I know he's super busy, and we've gone half an hour over today. I want to leave everybody with this, is we've given a lot, okay, but time has been our enemy. Like right now I've got to go, and I've got so much more I want to give. Every conversation I've had today, I've got so much more I want to share to get all the little details right, okay, and so sometimes I feel, and you guys will know this in your area of mastery, that someone goes, oh yeah, cool, no, I got that. And you're like, no, hold up. I've been doing this for 10 years, mastering every little detail. No, in 10 days of listening to me for half an hour, no, I'm sorry, we haven't got it yet. And I just want to send that with love, which we're trying to give you the best bits as quick as possible, but can everyone see how just with that little bit there, I'm going, oh, but we need to think about this, and then we need to do this. This is why it takes us a little while to get it done. And so I would really suggest that. I want to add one thing, and I'm now late for my call, but this is how much I love you guys. If you've seen something in if you guys see something in what we provide, I want to open up and say, those of you who are in the program, which I assume is every single one of you listening right now, unless you need some more help with finance, which, we've helped as much as we can, otherwise you'll be in. Here's what I want to add, is I want to add every single one of you. I don't know the percentage we can give, but I want to give every single one of you an affiliate deal to be able to refer people to us and then give you a percentage. Because if you know, like, and trust us, you know where we come from. If you're in the program, then you really get the program. And I want to say, this is why it's in there. I want to say this to you, Michelle, that maybe you just want to kind of create something that people then find Chris and Bishop, and then you get basically the affiliate deal. Does that make sense? Because I kind of heard like, I'm trying to do, yeah, good, got it, Michelle, because it's like I'm trying to do what you guys are doing, and so my brain goes like this, well, you can try to compete against Olympic athletes, or you can take 10 years to get there, or maybe you just partner with them and you go, do you know what, your stuff's so good, why would I recreate the wheel, why don't I just get there? So I've just made that up, so we need to add that to the sales page. I just want to let everyone know that, and everyone listening, is that if you don't get in this week, people pay me $3,000 to get in my affiliate program. Bishop, I'm gonna put that in. We'll have to talk about percentages because I'm just kind of doing that. But I feel that's the right thing for some of you out there going, I want to get a quick go at it. So I'm gonna add that off the cuff with love. And now I'm 3 minutes late, and I do not like to leave people waiting. So I'm going to love you and leave you. I'll see you same time tomorrow.
Thanks, Chris.
Please send any emails in. Bishop, dude, I'll talk to you after we got a call in 20-something minutes, right? So I'll get this one done and then.
We gotta wrap it up.
Go.
All right.
So you guys, the other thing that I'm gonna add in here, and like Chris said, he and I have a call we have to get ready for. So the other thing that I'm gonna add in here is, and I also have a webinar, huh, Susan? Oh yeah, that's right. I have a webinar tonight. Susan's like, yeah, you have a webinar you got to do tonight. Wow. Okay, so I got to figure out how to fit all this in. Okay, so Chris and I talk about partners a lot. For those of you who are going to be part of the program, you guys also have to remember we want to create this community. So there's a lot of partnership deals even amongst you guys. So as you're in this community, we're going to be able to see who we can pair you up with that are in the community. So there's so many of you guys that can do JVs together that you don't even realize yet. And to really start crushing things together. And the relationships is really what this is all about. And so I can guarantee you that there's a lot of you in here who are going to wind up doing products together, wind up doing JV launches together. And UFAT can tell you this is how it happens in the industry. You meet other people inside of membership courses or masterminds or at a seminar that you go on to do amazing things with, and it happens all the time. Like Carmina, I met her at a seminar, became a client. She learned some stuff, started making 35, 40 grand a month, and now her and I are launching a product together. And she was someone that I was working with, but we build those relationships. So that's what it's all about, you guys. So make sure you're in the course. We're going to add the affiliate element. We actually have spoken about that before. We're going to add the affiliate element to this, and let's just get in there and crush it. So you guys literally have no excuse for not being in here. Okay, so there's zero excuse. We've made it as easy as possible for you guys to be here. Plus, we added on Plus, we added on affiliate structures. There's really no more we can do. So, how do we get access to? We're going to set it up. We're going to talk to our programmer. They have to program that in. So let us work on that tonight, and then we will let you guys know first thing tomorrow. And you're welcome, Charlene.
And one more thing, guys, is only the people who were here, and thank you so much, we filled the Hangout today. So the people who are here will be emailed, so check your inbox for the Ultimate Success Funnel. And I really want to see you guys put it to action. I mean, if you just got it tomorrow, created a video, put it on YouTube, and then started driving traffic there, you know, you'll be paying for this program in a week. So I know I'm going to do that. Hopefully you guys are going to do that, and hopefully you guys are going to join us live tomorrow, where we're also going to bribe you to get into the Hangout. So if you didn't manage to get in today, hopefully we'll see you tomorrow. Thanks so much, Bishop. Thank you all for joining us here live, and also the replay views. Thank you for your comments and your shares and your support. Hopefully you got a lot today. I did. And we'll see you tomorrow. Thanks, Bishop.
Sounds good, you guys. Take care, everyone.